In today's class, we will be learning three important concepts. First, we learned the continuation of what we learned in the previous part, that is the two types of federations we have seen there. One is coming together and the other one is holding together. As far as in the case of distribution of power or power sharing, coming together federations, almost all the constituent units are enjoying equal power. And the second type, that is holding together federations, the central government will be enjoying more powers and the subunits are less powerful. The same is applicable in the case of India as well. So let us see what is the difference in power sharing arrangement according to the constitution. And here we can see certain states are enjoying more powers, whereas some other states are enjoying less powers. That we will be learning here. And in the same way, we will be also learning about the various arrangements made in the constitution in connection with the changing of these provisions. Allocation of powers according to the constitution, we have learned in under what all conditions the government or the constitution can be changed. That is also discussed in this part. And the last, we will be seeing the power of judiciary. According to the constitution, what powers are given to the judiciary. That also we will be learning in this part. In the previous part, we have already studied that the power sharing arrangement is different in case of coming together and holding together type of federations. And we have seen that coming together federations, almost all the constituent units and the central government is enjoying equal power. Whereas in holding together, central government tend to enjoy more power than the constituent units. And the same is seen in the case of India as well. So what are the practices that we can see in India which is corresponding to this power sharing arrangement? And for that, the first thing that we are going to learn is about the case of Jammu and Kashmir. We know that the last year with the passing of Article 370, all that special powers that was enjoyed by the state of Jammu and Kashmir came to an end. So we will be analyzing what was this special power that Jammu and Kashmir was once enjoying. There are three things that we should know. First is that the state is having a separate constitution. And the second thing is that many provisions of Indian constitution is not applicable in the case of Jammu and Kashmir. And the third one is that people other than the residents of that state cannot buy land there in Jammu and Kashmir. So these are the three special provisions of powers that was enjoyed by the people of Jammu and Kashmir that came to an end with the passing of Article 370. And another thing is that, as I told, some states are enjoying less powers. Here we can take the example of union territories. They are directly under the control of central government and they are not called as states and there is no separate legislatures for them. They are administered by lieutenant governors. And the second thing that we are analyzing here is the provision that is given in the constitution to make changes in the allocation of subjects. And for that, two-third majority is required in the parliament and it should also be sanctioned by half of the states. Then only amendment is possible. And the last thing is the power of judiciary. Mainly judiciary is having four types of powers, that is settling the dispute between one individual and another individual, and settling the dispute between one individual and the state, between two states, and also between the state and the central government. And as far as the federal power sharing is concerned, only the last two is applicable, that is the dispute between the two different states and the dispute between the state and the central government. It is settled by the Supreme Courts and the High Court. So that is also clearly given in the Constitution. And one more thing which comes in this area is the residuary powers. We have already learned that the allocation of subjects are classified into three. That first one is central government or the union list, then the state governments, that is state list, and the concurrent list where the laws can be made by the central government as well as the state government, that we call as concurrent list. And a fourth list is there, that is residuary subjects. These subjects include which came after the drafting of constitution, like IT, communication and all. So laws regarding all these subjects are made by the central government, and these subjects are known as residuary subjects.